they were talking about other people being vaccinated and how it spreads diseases and stuff. And I'm like, well, why can't we determine for ourselves if a disease can spread or not? Like,
yeah. So, there's been vaccine mandates multiple times in the United States, right?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know what they were?
Polio.
And what else?
I can't remember the other one. I know
Smallpox.
Smallpox.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Like if we know that something has the ability to cause mass unaliving or large or long-term, damage to people's bodies like polio did, making people disabled for the rest of their life and shit like that. Oh, tuberculosis, that's another one. TB. Yeah, TB was
it's all speculation.
Oh, and Spanish flu. Spanish flu. We did that one too.
It's speculation, but
what's that?
These diseases themselves have been manipulated in our bloodstreams.
The fuck are you talking about?
What in the hell?
I don't want to get too
Hold on. Are you a doctor?
No.
Are you an immunologist?
No, I'm broke.
Are you a virologist?
I don't have enough money to go to college.
Epidemiologist?
Yeah, epidemiologist.
I've done all the research that I can.
No, you haven't done all the research because you didn't go to college, so you have not done all the research.
I can't read NIAID?
Stop. You guys that are always talking about vaccines and shit like that have no fucking clue what you're talking about, and I wish you just shut your mouth because it's because of people like you that people died. Yeah, my mom's from Italy. It's because of people like you that people died.
People like me don't listen to other people's opinions.
Yes, and that's the problem, though.
We
should be listening to the opinions of the expert, Dunning-Kruger.
Yes, the Dunning-Kruger effect. When you don't know enough
when you
know
think that you know better than the fucking experts.
No, it's not that when you think you know better than the experts. It's when
that's exactly what it is.
It's when you
if you've never studied epidemiology, virology, immunology, or any of the likes, right? If you've never studied any of those things, and you read an NIH report, how the fuck do you know what you're looking at?
Because it's in English.
So you understand? Okay, so you understand the methods by which they came to those conclusions.
Yes,
and you can duplicate the science.
I can tell you the science of the polio vaccine. So do you think that listening to somebody else's opinion on the article is better than reading it yourself?
What?
An opinion? What are you fucking talking about?
That's what you're doing right now. You're talking about your opinion on this.
When you're reading a study, the actual study, and interpreting the data, because you're saying you're forming an opinion on it, so you're interpreting the data. What do you think is an acceptable sample size to say, yeah, this is an adequate study?
And what's an acceptable methodology?
Maybe 3 million people that they tested in Africa.
And what's the acceptable methodology?
I don't know. Testing the blood.
And what were the controls?
And testing the people that weren't and seeing.
And what were the controls?
Were there any conflicts?
Absolutely.
Who peer reviewed? What were the conflicts in the study, and who peer reviewed it?
The conflicts were that independent investigators determined that the polio vaccine was responsible for the HIV virus.
No, friend. When we're looking at conflicts, and you're looking at
listen to me because you guys don't listen to people. You just listen to authorities.
I work in healthcare. This is what I fucking do for a living.
Exactly. You're one of the most brainwashed there is.
I'm brainwashed?
If you work for the system, you have to abide by the system. If you disagree with it, you can't allow your conscience to put yourself through that.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
It is true because you're filling people full of medicines that don't help them. You're not healing.
Okay, here it is right here. The oral polio vaccine AIDS hypothesis is now discredited hypothesis that the AIDS pandemic originated from live polio vaccine prepared in chimpanzee tissue cultures, accidentally contaminated with simian immunodeficiency virus, and then administered to 1 million Africans between 1957 and 1960 in experimental mass vaccination campaigns. Data analysis in molecular biology and phylogenetic studies contradicted the OPV AIDS hypothesis. Consequently, scientific consensus regards the hypothesis is disproven. And that is according to...
But Jones, it's irrelevant because he said I'm part of the system because I work in healthcare. What do you think the National Institute of Health, the NIH, is part of?
Healthcare.
Yeah, and that's the study that you're going. You're saying that you read stuff from the NIH.
So you guys are cool with Zionists,
you don't know what you're talking about.
You guys are gross.
So now we're being anti-Semitic for no reason.
Do your ankles hurt, friend?
What is Semitic?
Like really, do your ankles hurt?
Anybody from the Semitic region, friend.
Exactly.
But anti-Semitic colloquially, we know what we're talking about. It specifically refers to the Jewish people.
No, it doesn't, because Semitic has to mean Semite.
It was coined specifically, anti-Semitic was coined specifically to speak about Jewish people.
By them.
No, not by Jewish people, actually.
Because they own the media.
Yeah, no, they don't.
You can
Jesus
look
Christ, bro, you're insane. Like, my man is all the way down all of the rabbit
you start
holes.
to determine.
He said, you know what? I'm just going to jump down this rabbit hole and I'm going to live here.
I'm not in a rabbit hole, okay?
I think you are. Nick, you don't know what you're talking about.
It sucks that this is our reality. It sucks that I have to tell people this and they don't listen.
Right.
What I learned in college, right, is how to do research. Not what to think, not what to believe, but how to research.
Yes,
how
that
to
is
form my own
indoctrination.
opinion. How? What?
Because they are telling you to listen to the authority and you are doing it.
Wrong.
You are
No,
specifically
that's not
listening
what
to
they
a
do.
political authority who has an agenda. You're not believing anybody else.
Nope.
Am I wrong?
I was taught. You're absolutely wrong. I was taught to criticize.
You were taught to listen.
All sources.
And you
no,
are.
Sir. I don't
That's like
listen.
the opposite of what they teach you. They
That's
teach
the
you to be
opposite of what they
inquisitive.
teach you in college.
Anti-institution.
No, if the institutions work, then why would
Federal government is working through the institutions to destroy our environments.
No,
That's what you guys really should know.
that's
The
not
college
what it is.
institutions.
Okay, wait.
Listen to this, okay? The federal government has put over $40 billion into housing development investments through colleges. They are silently funding the destruction of our environment. Have you noticed deforestation in your communities?
Nick, is your dog vaccinated?
Have you visited or have you seen deforestation in your communities? And yes, she is for rabies and
Why?
varicella.
That's funny.
Well, why?
Because I care about her?
Oh my God,
Don't want to
that
get
is so
rabies because I live in the woods?
contradictory to everything. But I mean, how do you know that the rabies
W
vaccine
lead
is
in the
effective?
chat.
Like, come on, what the?
Because
What
dogs
is your
aren't
dog
being
doggy
used
AIDS?
as pawns. They're not being used as medical funding.
They test vaccines on animals, including
animals.
canines, all the time. All the time.
They test human vaccines on
They
even.
can't-
That's another thing about the
Sure
vaccines.
are.
There's too many people on the planet. Why don't you just let viruses run their course? Why don't
There's
you
not
let
too many
people
people on the
determine
planet.
what's
What are
best
you
for
talking
them?
about?
So why'd you get your dog vaccinated if you think viruses
Because I
should
don't
just run
want her
their
to get
course?
rabies.
How can you not see that you contradicted yourself within the same sentence? You said that the birth population is going down, but also we're overpopulated. Which one is it?
We are overpopulated. There's too many
Okay,
people
well then
here,
you
and that's
shouldn't
why
have
we're
a
destroying the
problem.
environment to try
Well,
to
then you
save
shouldn't have
everybody.
then you shouldn't have a
Why
problem.
are global fertility rates going down?
Because of birth control and contraceptives and
Capitalism.
Capitalism, right?
it's an agenda. Okay, it's
not an
intentional.
Capitalism is an agenda?
No, not capitalism. The destruction of capitalism. The destruction of our human values and our human tendencies.
Capitalism isn't a human value. It's anti-human as fuck.
It was originally a human value, and it's
No,
been
never
manipulated
was.
to serve
It never
your
was.
elite.
No, it
Just
was.
like
No, it never
everything,
was.
just like college, just like
No, it
religion.
never was.
All these things were created for a great purpose, and they've
Hold on.
been
So you
manipulated
think
to
that a
control.
less educated populace is better than an educated populace?
I think that a non-indoctrinated population is better.
What is indoctrination?
Indoctrination is when you're taught to believe a narrative. When you're
Nobody's
told
taught me to believe any
in
narrative.
authority and deny anybody else that disagrees with them.
Hold on. So
This is the
I shouldn't believe
reinstatement
the
of
people. I
Soviet
shouldn't believe the
powers.
people who are experts in the field. I should believe Nick on TikTok.
This is the equivalent of Soviet Russia. You don't understand
Vaccinates a
because
dog.
you're in it. You don't see you don't see it. You don't see the brainwash. It's nuts.